Bombardier Beetle. This insect solved self-defense by inventing a biological flamethrower. When threatened, the Bombardier Beetle mixes two chemicals stored in separate chambers in its abdomen, hydroquinone and hydrogen peroxide. The reaction happens at 100 degrees Celsius, that is literally the boiling point of water. The beetle aims its rear end like a tiny turret and fires this boiling toxic spray with a loud popping sound. It can rotate its spray nozzle 270 degrees, so good luck sneaking up from behind. The spray contains benzoquinones, which burn your skin and eyes on contact. Some species can fire this chemical weapon up to 500 times before running out. The whole process happens in milliseconds. And here is the crazy part: the beetle itself doesn't get burned because it has special valves that control the explosion. If you pick one up thinking it is just a regular beetle, you are about to learn a very painful chemistry lesson. Emerald cockroach wasp. What if something could turn you into a zombie and walk you to your own grave? This wasp has mastered the art of mind control. She doesn't kill the cockroach, that would be wasteful. Instead, she stings it twice. First sting paralyzes the front legs for a few minutes. Second sting goes straight into the brain, into a specific cluster of neurons in the cockroach subesophageal ganglion. This injection delivers a venom cocktail that doesn't paralyze the roach, it removes its will to escape. The cockroach can still walk, can still move, but it has zero motivation to run away. Then the wasp grabs the roach by its antennae, like a dog on a leash, and walks it into a burrow. The roach follows obediently. Once inside, the wasp lays a single egg on the roach belly and leaves. The larva hatches, burrows into the still living roach, and eats it from the inside out for about a week. It eats the organs in a specific order to keep the roach alive as long as possible. Fresh food. When it is done, it pupates inside the hollowed-out body. The roach was alive and aware the entire time. Bullet ant. They call it the bullet ant because getting stung feels like being shot. This isn't an exaggeration. Scientists who study pain literally created a scale just to measure insect stings, the Schmidt Pain Index, and the bullet ant sits at the very top, level 4, the highest rating. One researcher described it as pure, intense, brilliant pain, like walking over flaming charcoal with a 3-inch nail embedded in your heel. The venom contains ponerotoxin, a neurotoxin that triggers every pain receptor in your body at once. The pain doesn't peak and fade. It lasts for 12 to 24 hours straight. Unrelenting waves of agony. Your hand swells up. You can't control the shaking, and some people report hallucinations from the pain. Indigenous tribes in the Amazon use these ants in their coming-of-age ceremonies. They weave hundreds of bullet ants into gloves, stingers facing inward, and boys have to wear them for 10 minutes, multiple times. Planet Paint. This insect bites you so badly that you're forced to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Anopheles Mosquito. Snakes are a joke. Scorpions are a party trick. Lions are adorable. The real killer, the Anopheles mosquito. We are talking 600,000 deaths every single year. She bites you, and yeah, it's always the females doing this because they need blood for their eggs, and boom. Parasites called Plasmodium are in your system. These things head straight for your liver like they own the place. They multiply there, then crash into your red blood cells. That is when the fever hits, the chills, your organs start failing. Last year, 263 million people got malaria. Nearly 600,000 didn't make it. They are also delivering dengue, yellow fever, Zika, West Nile virus. A female can drop 300 eggs at once in any puddle she finds. Tsetse Fly. You stay awake for days, and when you finally fall asleep, you never wake up again. About the size of a honeybee, kind of yellowish brown, but if it bites you, you have basically got sleeping sickness, and without treatment, you are looking at nearly 100% death. The fly sticks this parasite called trypanosoma into you when it feeds, usually during the day in rural areas across 36 countries in sub-Saharan Africa. The parasite goes into your blood first, multiplies, then weeks or even months later, it crosses into your nervous system. You get headaches, fevers, your lymph nodes swell up, but then it hits your brain. Your personality changes. You start acting like a stranger in your own body. You can't sleep at night anymore, but you are falling asleep during the day, almost like a vampire. Triatomine bugs. What if a single kiss could kill you 20 years later? Okay, so this insect literally kisses you while you are sleeping. They call it the kissing bug because it bites people on the face. Here is the disgusting part. After it bites you, it poops right near the wound. The poop has this parasite, Trypanosoma cruzi. You scratch the bite in your sleep and rub the parasite right into your bloodstream. But the real danger isn't immediate. It is the chronic phase that develops silently over 10 to 30 years. About 1 in 3 infected people eventually get heart failure. Others, their esophagus or colon swells up so much they can't swallow or digest food anymore. Be careful who kisses you. Flea. This tiny insect caused the most terrifying mass death in human history. Some species carry this bacteria called Yersinia pestis, that is plague. Bubonic plague happens when the bacteria travels to your lymph nodes, which turn into these painful pus-filled swellings called buboes. Without antibiotics, 60% of victims die within a week. Pneumonic plague goes for your lungs and kills you in 24 to 48 hours if you don't get treatment. This is the same disease that caused the Black Death. Between 1347 and 1353, it killed 25 to 50 million people in Europe, wiping out a third to half of the entire population. It came on ships from Asia carrying rats and their fleas. Entire villages got emptied. Bodies piled up faster than anyone could bury them. The same disease that emptied medieval villages still exists in your backyard. Lone Star tick. This tick can make you allergic to meat forever. Lone Star ticks, named for the white spot on the female's back, carry a sugar molecule called alpha-gal in their saliva. When the tick bites you, your immune system freaks out over this sugar. Here is where it gets weird. Alpha-gal is found in red meat, beef, pork, lamb. Your immune system, now hypersensitized to alpha-gal, treats your burger like a hostile invader. 3 to 6 hours after eating meat, you break out in hives. Your throat swells. You go into anaphylactic shock, and it is not temporary. But wait, there is more. These ticks also carry ehrlichiosis, a bacterial infection that causes fever, headaches, and can be fatal if untreated. They are aggressive biters. They actively hunt hosts instead of waiting passively like other ticks. You go hiking, enjoy some nature, and 3 months later, your favorite steak is trying to kill you. Asian giant hornet. This insect doesn't sting once it calls in an execution squad. This hornet is the largest in the world, with queens reaching over 2 inches in body length. The stinger is a 1/4 inch long and injects venom containing mandaratoxin, a neurotoxin. Being stung by this hornet feels like a hot nail driven into your leg. Multiple stings deliver enough venom to cause kidney failure and cardiac arrest, even in people without allergies. The hornets are highly aggressive when defending their underground nests. They release alarm pheromones when threatened, summoning the entire colony to attack. A single hornet can decapitate 20 honeybees per minute. Scorpion. This animal doesn't chase you, it waits in your shoe. There are about 1,500 scorpion species out there, but only 25 can actually kill you. The deathstalker scorpion has venom, so lethal it only takes 0.25 milligrams per kilogram to kill you. The venom messes with your nerves, causes your neurotransmitters to go haywire. You get intense pain. Your muscles start twitching, convulsions, respiratory failure. Your heart starts having complications. Most stings happen when people accidentally step on them or reach into the wrong place. Brown recluse spider. The brown recluse spider is only about the size of a quarter with legs included, and it has got a violin-shaped marking on its back, hence the nickname violin spider. It is not aggressive at all. Most bites happen when people put on clothes or shoes where the spider was hiding. But when it bites, it injects a venom containing sphingomyelinase D. This enzyme destroys cell membranes and blood vessels around the bite site. What starts as a small red mark turns into a necrotic ulcer over the next few days. This is called loxoscelism, or more casually, a necrotic bite. In severe cases, about 10% of bites the venom goes systemic. You get hemolysis, where your red blood cells burst, your kidneys start failing. You develop a fever, vomiting, rash. Some people need skin grafts to cover the wound. Others lose chunks of muscle or even limbs. Sandfly injects. What if the smallest bite was the deadliest one? This fly is so small and silent you never see it coming. And there are 3 forms of this disease. Cutaneous leishmaniasis gives you skin ulcers that take months to heal and leave nasty scars on your face. Mucocutaneous leishmaniasis destroys the tissues in your nose, mouth, and throat, disfiguring your face. Visceral leishmaniasis attacks your liver, spleen, and bone marrow, and if you don't get treatment, over 95% of people die. Over 90 species of these sandflies spread the parasites. You never hear them. never feel them land, and your organs are already under siege. Africanized honeybees, if they see you, they won't stop until you are gone. Also known as the killer bee. Picture this. Brazil, 1950s. Some scientists decide to mix African bees with European ones. What could go wrong, right? Well, the bees escaped, started spreading north. By the 19s, they are in the southern US. Here is the thing about these bees: when you mess with their hive, they don't just send out a few guards like normal bees. They swarm. We are talking massive numbers. They will chase you for over a quarter of a mile, and they sting. Hundreds of times, thousands of times. Now, listen, their venom, not actually stronger than regular bee venom. But imagine getting hit with 100 stings. Your body can't handle that much venom, even if you are not allergic. 1,000 stings. Forget it. Your lungs give out. Your kidneys shut down. Your heart stops. And if you happen to be one of those people who is allergic, one sting is enough. Lonomia Obliqua. Imagine leaning against a tree trunk for just a second to catch your breath. That is all it takes. This caterpillar Lonomia Obliqua is covered in these venomous spines that look kind of fuzzy from a distance. Lives in South America. Deadliest caterpillar on the planet. The spines snap off super easily and stick into your skin. The venom they inject, it stops your blood from clotting. Now here is the nasty part. These caterpillars don't hang out alone. They cluster together in groups on tree bark where they are basically invisible. So when someone accidentally brushes up against them, they are not getting stung once or twice. They are getting hit dozens of times, sometimes hundreds. Within hours, the bleeding starts. Internal bleeding. Blood seeps out of your gums, under your skin, into your vital organs. Your kidneys are the first to go. Then it reaches your brain. When your brain starts hemorrhaging, you get seizures, coma, death. There is no antivenom you can just go pick up at a hospital. Fire ant. You know that feeling when you accidentally touch a hot stove? Multiply that by 100 tiny needles. That is what fire ant stings feel like. And here is the kicker: a single ant doesn't sting you once and call it a day. It can sting multiple times. When you step on their mound, they don't scatter. They attack as a team. The venom's got this alkaloid toxin called solanopsin. For most people, it hurts like hell, but you will live. But for people who are allergic, anaphylactic shock. They love messed up soil, so they build mounds in your lawn, in parks, places where people walk. One colony can have 200,000 ants in it, just like Zion from the Matrix. Human Botfly. What if something was living under your skin and breathing? It is smarter than that. The female catches a mosquito and glues up to 24 eggs onto its belly. When that mosquito lands on you, your body heat hatches the eggs. The baby larvae drop onto your skin and wiggle their way in through a hair follicle or a tiny scratch you didn't even know you had. Then they burrow under your skin and start eating your tissue. For 5 to 10 weeks, you get this painful bump that looks like a boil, but with a little breathing hole on top. Eventually, the thing comes out on its own. But most people can't wait that long because of the pain and the psychological horror of it. Doctors suffocate it with petroleum jelly, then yank it out with tweezers. But despite everything, they are less disgusting than the people around you who are plotting against you behind your back. Black widows. Black widows, one of the strongest venoms on Earth, and almost zero deaths. It is 15 times more potent than a rattlesnake's. The female is the dangerous one, shiny black, with that famous red hourglass on her belly. She is injecting this neurotoxin called alpha-latrotoxin. It messes with your nerve cells, floods them with neurotransmitters. You get intense muscle pain, cramping that makes you want to scream, nausea, you are sweating buckets, your blood pressure shoots up. The pain usually hits its peak within a couple hours and can stick around for days. But here is the weird thing: despite that crazy potent venom, these spiders almost never kill anyone anymore.